today. Hi, good morning, Baya.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, so let's talk about Project Child Indonesia. What we do know is it was established in 2013. You obviously focus on children, especially in coastal and riverside areas. Tell us more about this project.
So Project Child Indonesia started as a community-based organization where good friends, good people collaborate and just want to do something good. And we were thinking with our background at that time. I studied development and a few friends study economic and business. And we thought, what can we do for Indonesia? So we decided to create an organization and include a lot of students, university students, to go to community and offer what we can offer consistently and responsibly. That's how we created Project Child Indonesia.
Nice.
I see. Now, Mbak Aya, we also know that your first project was teaching English to children in some areas of Yogyakarta. Now, can you tell us more about this, and could you share with us your main focus at this moment?
Of course, at that time, we understand with the RPJM, the long-term planning of Yogyakarta is to establish itself as a tourist destination, and its second biggest tourist destination in Indonesia after Bali. Meanwhile, the poverty line in Yogyakarta is very, very low. It's in comparison to other cities in Indonesia. So we thought with this dynamic, a lot of children coming from underprivileged community wouldn't afford to go to university. Therefore, they have to have a soft skill, something that can be beneficial for them to enter the labor market.
Yeah.
And we thought having a skill to be able to speak your second language in an area that made it for reason would be very, very beneficial for these children. So we come and start teaching English. Of course, a little bit different with formal school where you have things to achieve. We created an environment where language is actually fun to learn and to build curiosity in children to want to learn this new language and hopefully be able to use it to get into the workforce, the work market in the future. We started with that, and now our focus is a lot more on online learning assistance. We realized during pandemic, like everyone else, that our landscape has changed from physical landscape into the digital landscape, and we would like our children, especially from underprivileged communities, to be able to navigate themselves safely and responsibly in an online world. So we come with the internet literacy and learning assistance.
Right. So yeah, internet literacy is just one program. You mentioned education about drinking water, sekolah pantai, sekolah sungai. Most recently, your COVID-19 response program as well. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of choices to choose from when it comes to teaching children. How do you decide what are some of the aspects that you should prioritize over the others when it comes to creating your programs?
Okay, we look at two things. First of all, what are we capable of teaching and within our organization, and second of all, what is the gap between what market needs and what is available in a formal education, and to try to fill in that gap. So we understand that English is taught at school, but in a manner that is, so we try to bring a different nuance to it. It's a lot of more play, a lot of more fun, building curiosity. And then we thought, okay, at schools you learn science, but not necessarily environmental science, and how to connect it into day-to-day life. So we came with the drinking water program to create an understanding, a project where children's being the active participant in managing their environment, for example. So that's what we see when creating projects.
I see. Now, Mbak Aya, could you also share with us your recent program of COVID-19 response? Because we heard that you also involved the youth's participation in this program.
Yeah, that's true. That's what we're seeing when our classroom face to face like move into the digital classroom. We realize it is very tough. I mean, it's tough for us like working from home as an adult and imagine children with less infrastructures, like not enough phone at home, not enough internet connection, not enough space to learn within like the home environment. So these children coming from underprivileged affected the most during the pandemic. And the other side, there are a lot of university students who have the more time, because now they are learning from home, and then they don't have so much community and connection, and this create a lot of anxiety and depression in like 20-something years old. And the antidote of that, of course, is to connect with bigger community or to do something benefit other people. So we pair these two groups, who needs to give and who needs to receive, in an online learning assistant. So we train a lot of university students to be an active participant in creating change and develop like a very strong base in community where children can benefit from this offer.
I think it's so relevant to have this as part of your program because in recent years, what we do know of COVID-19, it's so counterintuitive to what we describe as learning. We have to wear masks, we have to not let the kids meet each other and teachers as well. So I think this is a good opportunity for us to use this as a teaching platform as well. Now, obviously, when those that live in a coastal or riverside areas have plenty of challenges, and some of these challenges actually affect the community as a whole, not just the children. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've had to encounter since 2013?
Obviously, we understand there is a lot of restriction in movement, and a lot of people coming from underprivileged community means a livelihood for them. And they picking up garbage in one spot and then the next spot and the next spot, and suddenly they can't move. So we see that across like community through the riversides and the coastal community, like there's just a movement restriction of movement create so much problem, So we thought like, okay, within the program itself, we come and visit the community, and of course this movement also restricted for safety reasons. And but to understand there is these challenges, of course there is an opportunity to do something differently, just to think outside of the box a little bit. So we create a lot of more online programs to tackle this challenge.
I see. All right. Now, I also want to know, Mbak Aya, within your program, do you also collaborate with the local government for this?
We do. Thank goodness for that. They're very receptive, and they facilitate a lot of NGO works. We collaborate with Departemen Kesehatan and Departemen Pendidikan, of course. And of course, within the community system, there's RT, RW, the neighborhood, they're very receptive. We, at the beginning, like when COVID just hit and everyone stopped, everyone stays home, we create like a kitchen, like a public kitchen together with community. So we would drop like a lot of donations, like food and groceries, and the community would cook it and then sell it in a very affordable price, like 2,000 rupiah, 5,000 rupiah. And with that money, getting it back to the kitchen and buy more grocery and get more nasi bungkus out, like it's like nice. We see like how community can really like self-manage, and how they rely on each other to survive. And it's amazing, it's quite amazing to see that connection.
Right, so if you're interested to know more, you can go to their website. It's www.projectchild.ngo. You can read about their programs as well as the team behind it, fundraising efforts, as well as, now this part's more important for me always, how to get involved And you could do your part by becoming a volunteer. There's an internship program that is also offered. You can become a partner. And as I mentioned, obviously fundraising, you can keep updated with all the news and events. And if you're like me, you just like social media, you can go on their Instagram at project.child. But yeah, so you have covered a lot of ground so far in recent years. There's a lot of great areas and aspects that you prioritize. But what's next? Are you thinking about expanding to reach other areas as well when it comes to education?
What's next with Project Child Indonesia? It will start to introduce this. There is a new movement like mindfulness movement. We understand now that the challenges is not only physical, financial, but also mentally and psychologically, especially for children. And to teach children to be able to regulate themselves in a difficult situation, proven to be very beneficial for their performance at school and their performance in community. So we start introducing this like half years ago, and there is a very positive feedback from children, also from volunteers, to take on the mindfulness program, the breathwork. And there's a lot more talk about like how to cope with anxiety and depressions, and basically just how to regulate yourself in a tough time and how to pick yourself back up. And I think like this is very, very interesting and very important. We don't really have module yet in a formal school, and I think we're gonna grow it exponentially in a next years, like enrich more places in Indonesia and collaborate with more schools just to bring this message out there.
Well, we here at See Today certainly appreciate all of your efforts and Project Child Indonesia as well, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck in your continued efforts as well to help the children across Indonesia.
Thank you, Mbaya. Stay safe.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, have yourself a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.